You're on.
I'm not hearing you.
All right. Thank you for being here for tonight's special meeting to discuss the approval, the usage of funds out of the fire department reserves, and also to approve the bonding of an amount that will be outlined in this resolution and public notice. Here this evening, we have Trustee Michelle Priola. We have Trustee Dave Smith. We also have Trustee Carol Riley here via phone, and myself, Mayor of the Village of New Berlin, Terry Potter. Before we begin, I would like to say that hopefully people are practicing the social distancing as we approach these challenging times and following the guidelines of the Center of Disease Control. So with that being said, I'd like to get tonight's special meeting started with the introduction of a resolution and public notice.
So notice is hereby given that the Village Board of the Village of New Berlin in the County of Shenango, State of New York, has on this 26th day of March 2019 2020 duly adopted, subject to a permissive referendum, a resolution as follows. Whereas the Village Board of the Village of New Berlin has determined that it is necessary to fund the construction of a new firehouse and community center, and whereas it is estimated that the cost of said equipment will not exceed $1,463,256, and whereas in recognition of these needs, funds for such purpose have been raised by donations and anticipated grant funding in the amount of $1,072,000, which is inclusive of in-kind services from the fire department and money spent on land and engineering costs to date. And whereas, as terms of the donations and grants, any monies not spent on the aforementioned project will be sent back to the original donor. And whereas, in recognition of these needs, funds in the amount of $248,029 currently resides in the fire department equipment reserves, of which the Village Board has determined $200,000 can be diverted to the Firehouse and Community Center project. And whereas the Village Board has begun the process to obtain bond authorization in the amount of $370,000 to cover the remaining balance of the project and donated funds that will be paid over the next 3 consecutive years. And whereas the Village Board has identified that the burden to taxpayers can be further reduced by the reduction of future contributions to the Fire Department Reserve account by $21,400 per year for the 10 years the village is in repayment of the necessary bond. And now therefore be it resolved that it is the public interest to complete the construction of a new firehouse and community center as described above. And be it further resolved that the Village Board authorizes the expenditure of the reserve monies to fund the project up to a minimum amount of $200,000. And be it further resolved that the village clerk treasurer is authorized to expend from the general fund, capital reserve fund, the funds necessary up to $200,000 in said reserve fund. And this resolution shall be subject to a permissive referendum as permitted by law.
Okay. The motion to adopt the resolution was made by Trustee Dave Smith, and I need a second.
I'll second that.
The resolution was seconded and duly adopted by Michelle Priola. So I am going to ask for a roll at this time. Priola?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Riley?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. So dated March 26th, 2020. If there is any questions or concerns after viewing this, we are going to have this on our village website. So we are going to have that up for the next 30 days. Any questions or concerns, please direct them to the village office at 607-847-6389. Or you can go to the village website to view this as well, where we will have the transcripts available as well at thevillageofnewberlin.org. And to add to the conversation tonight, we want to make it clear that Trustee Smith, who was my fire commissioner, and myself have had several discussions, but most recently a discussion within the last week and a half for transparency and just to make sure that they were on board. We spoke to the fire chief and the building committee members, and they are in support of this as well. And we appreciate everything that they have done throughout this the last 4 years that we have been working on this to get this project going. Is there anything else that needs to be included?
I think that's great.
No, I think we're good.
Okay. All right, this meeting is adjourned.